What pumpkin? Dude, can you hear the rain outside? Jeez. It's like the universe was like, oh, Jen, you want to batch record some episodes of Pesterquest today? Let's make sure that it's raining and you can hear it. That we need it. We need the rain. How else will we survive the California summer droughts? Honestly. But hi, everyone. Welcome back to Pesterquest. Yesterday, we got to talk to Rose, and also we got to see Roxy in the secret lab hidden scene there. I wouldn't call it an ending because it didn't cut off end right there. It was just like an added little thing, which I like, but today we're gonna go and work with one of the best boys, Dave Strider. Oh no, that title, why? Okay, but yeah, Dave is like my favorite beta kid, so this is great. Also, volume 10 updated yesterday, but it also updated today, which makes me wonder, like, what did you do that made people like say, hey, change Eridan and Pfeffery's route? I think a lot of people hated on Pfeffery, which is why I'm like, what did you do? What happened? I need to catch up and stay on top of these things. Anyway, enough rambling, let's get on to volume 3, A King's Feast of Butt. Ooh, I'm turning down the volume on my end. Let's be real. As much as you enjoy your new friends, they all seem a little lonely. Like maybe they don't have any friends besides the ones that they talk to online? Is online friendship a reasonable alternative to a more traditional face-to-face friendship? Are relationships, and dare you say families, that you choose not as important? If not more so than those you're able to touch and feel? Let me try reading that sentence again. Are relationships, and dare you say families, that you choose not just as important, or if not more so than those you are able to touch and feel? Dang, maybe being a little too real. You decide not to think about it too hard. That if you're being honest with yourself, maybe you aren't terribly interested in the greater context of found family and interpersonal relationships in the instant message era. You got a fever, and the only cure for this disease is called friendship. The only cure for this friendship disease called friendship is to mildly inconvenience a few teenagers. Goodness. Yeah, instant message era. More lonely than ever, aren't you? Anyway. As much as a delight as it's been to make a young boy face his existential future, rob a woman of her booze stash, and then self-reflect about the value of contextual relationships, it's all felt a little heavy-handed. What you need is an emotional palate cleanser. There are 2 kids left on this tour de force, and both sound like they'd made exquisite friends. Time to go full into easy mode here. You heard so much about this guy, you feel like you got this one in the bag. Please, you don't understand the complexity that is Dave Strider. Oh gosh. This reminds me, I was trying to get like one of my friends to like start reading Homestuck, and he did until like a certain point, and then he was just like, I hate Dave Strider. Dave Strider's the worst. And I was like, you're entitled to your opinion, but get out. Okay. Anyway, with confidence, you zap yourself onwards. Whoa! Hey, Dave! Your hair looks so weird in this art style. I'm not used to seeing so much detail. And it doesn't look nearly enough like a bird. But whatever. Okay, Turn Tech Godhead, let's do this. What am I looking at? Oh, you're already here. Wherever here is, it's blisteringly hot. You nigh instantaneously regret your choice of apparel. Why did you instinctively put your hoodie back over this robe? Gown? You the mailman or male person? Okay, just one last comment. Freaking the brows on the Strider kid here. They're so much thicker than I thought they would be. Okay. Okay, okay. This must be Dave. Rose mentioned that he talked a lot, and as you start to explain, it becomes apparent he's having this... Okay. Sorry, before I also... Okay, one very last thing. His shirt symbol is still very pixelated. I'm used to seeing them, like, drawn out. So seeing this one all pixelated is an interesting concept. Okay, let's try reading that sentence again without being distracted. Okay, Rose mentioned he talked a lot, and as you start to explain, it becomes apparent he is having this conversation at you, not with you. Wow, it is unbelievably humid. Person adjacent. Anyway, Egbert told me you'd show up eventually, which I never doubted for a second, since one of the core tenets of the United States Postal Service is that you visit 4 extremely specific and spread out teenagers while sweating all over yourself. Practically a crime to not be increasingly moist while out here delivering letters on the roofs of a skyrise. Which, as you know, is the most effective and legal way to drop off the post. Clammier than a New England potluck and wandering around on the roof with no package. It is actually really cool how much this kid seems to talk at you. But you're barely listening. Has the sun always been that red? Has the sky always been that wavy? Well, you don't understand. The end of the world is here. Are you alright? You are hardly alright. You tug at the collar of your soggy mess of a hoodie. This is an overwhelming oppressive heat. An almost impenetrable air fills your lungs as you try and take a series of shallower and shallower breaths. The world fades to white. Ooh, we out. Oh no, we're in the living room. Oh, the hell no. Okay. Turntable looks like a face. Anyway. Well. Oh gosh, there's Lil Cal right over there. When you wake up, you're sitting propped up on a cheap futon in front of a large television. A rough approximation of a person does an elaborate series of controlled falls, accumulating in what you can only describe as skateboarding for idiots. On your left, Dave exists in a quantum state that is somehow both sitting and laying down, but also neither. With the precision of a Swiss watchmaker, he deftly presses a series of buttons that makes the awful polygon man on the screen T-pose and fall face forward onto the ground. Seconds later, his skateboard flops helplessly next to him. He doesn't look away from the screen as he speaks. So, I guess you lived. It's not that I'm invested, but John might be sad. Classic John. You try and emulate his incredibly casual body language as you slide your body down the futon. Your legs already barely reach the ground. Yeah, that guy's a dork, but I taught him everything he knows. You ask him if you taught him how to be a dork. You affect a completely uninterested face as though the sickness of your 3rd-degree burn is not the single most excruciating moment of your entire life. Oh, wow. Gog dang. Owned in my own home. Owned within an inch of my life. I'm on the edge of reaching out that hand of friendship, and this chucklehead, long live the king's me. Thousands of gazelles trample my useless body as Jonathan Taylor Thomas's persona watches on. They were wildebeests. Lion King's one of my favorite movies, and my first movie that I ever saw, I was 3 years old in the theater. Don't press me, son. Anyway. Who will raise Simba? Now who's going to teach him about combat? Philosophy. Life. Don't say it! By the way, I put your nasty sweatshirt in the shower. The shower? Or dope? Dope, dope, dope. Okay, first question over here. Let's just say shower. What? The shower? Yeah, it smelled, so I tossed it in there. Ran the hot water. You can thank me later. Won't somebody need that? You don't want to put anyone out. You've already taken up so much of their hospitality. Also, you don't think that's how you're supposed to wash clothes? Nah, my bro's out for a while. It happens sometimes. Probably puppet related. He avoids the laundry minefield by opting for the nuclear option. Though you guess that makes sense, there are a lot of puppets around, which strikes you as an extremely normal and reasonable and not even a little whack. Yeah, puppets rule. End of story. Cool. Dang, close the book on that one. Time for a Betty bye, kid. Little man about to get his 8 to 10 on... Okay. Little man about to get his 8 to 10 on snug as a bug in a rug. Dave's hard to read, because he doesn't use any sort of punctuation, so I don't know where I'm supposed to pause. Yeesh. Okay. Tucked the heck in tight as can be on his way to Slumberland. We're going to Sleepy Time Junction. So tight he can barely function. Okay. Nemo who? Who ever heard of him? Ah, Little Nemo. Classic. I'm glad you at least know what Little Nemo is, but not what a washing machine is. Anyway. Crap, hold on. He sits up to fish something out of his pocket. A phone. He gets a phone from his pocket. You're not sure what you were thinking. As a perfectly normal human being from 100% real and tangible Earth, you know what a cell phone is. What is that, a first gen? Yikes. He ignores your jab and you pretend not to be reading over his shoulder, though it probably could not be more obvious that you are. Hi, did you meet the mailman? My guy, we have gone over this time and time again. How do I put this in terms you understand? Have you ever met a mailman in your life? Even in that terrible Coster flick you loved, the dude has the decency to at least wear the outfit. I knew you watched it. No, I never waste my precious time watching even a single one of the Z-list garbage who try to wreck me. I'm just stating not some cold stone facts. That's a different thing entirely. I'm just stating stone cold facts. I just read an outline and browsed a few review sites to see what people were saying. I don't know. It sounds like that probably took a lot more time and effort than just watching the movie itself. What I'm saying is, this isn't a mailman. I don't even think this is a person. You have thrust a person-styled entity into my life under the alluring guise of parcel delivery, which, if I'm understanding right, this clown isn't very good at on account of how bad they bungled the delivery that mattered. At least Lalonde had a good sense to be skeptical of this absolute tomfoolery. Don't be a jerk, the mailman is cool. John, I cannot stress this enough. You wouldn't know cool if it bit you right in the butt. Can you imagine? No. The dopest person you ever met chomping away. Just really getting in there. Ice cold, ear deep, in the king's feast of butt. What the hell are you talking about? Trying to keep it up, Egbert. This'll be on a quiz. He looks uncharacteristically startled as he glances back in your direction, to find you only a few inches away, adamantly reading his private conversation with a friend. Jeez, you're like a cat. How much of that did you see? You definitely didn't see him having a playfully flirtatious chat with his longtime friend, if that's what he's asking you. Dave desperately tries to refocus his game hijinks. He makes his character, who you can only guess he named Tony Cock, to do what could be described as some insane flips and stuff. Masterful. There's nothing all flirtatious about two bros discussing eating butt. Just being straight as two arrows who are also straight. I mean, how would that even work? It wouldn't, that's how. That's all there really is to say about that. You reassure him that it's okay to be honest about his feelings. You're not here to judge him. John seems very nice. They'd be cute together. Together? Like how? No, don't tell me. Actually, I don't give even a single crap about this line of thought. You might not have picked this up, but I'm definitely 100% not a homosexual. Oh, Dave. It's okay. I'm kind of worried about you, though. I'm not sure if this, was a genuine thing that you just, developed and discovered and it was deep down inside you all along, or if bro has finally just brainwashed you. I'm leaning towards the latter, and I'm very worried about how all these puppets are affecting your sanity, especially that one in the blue shirt over there. But you do you. It's cool. Pretty much crawling in the moist Pretty much crawling in the moist, voluptuous hose on the regular. Wait, hose are for real? No, hose are real? Hell yeah, hose are real? And the damp? Dang, it's like I gotta start square one with this hapless jerk. What school do you go to? What school do you go to, Dave? The utter astonishment you feel at this earth-shattering revelation sends your consciousness for a spin, but you manage to steel yourself. This isn't your first tough customer. You tell Dave that, hose is a general neutral term. Anyone can be a hoe if they believe in themselves. Hoe-like behavior knows no limits, no master. I'm saying that in a weird voice so that way maybe YouTube won't get really freaking mad at me. Okay. Despite just learning that they were real mere moments ago, you are confident that to be a hoe is to be free. Oh. That's pretty dope, I guess. It's not. It's not like I've never thought of it. I mean, for the ironic payoff, obviously. Can you imagine the look on his face? His best bro coming up to him with some dire news. I look at him, eyes red with tears, as I put my hand on his shoulders and say, John, not to alarm you, but I'm gay now. Your clueless idiot wiles have finally won me over. No, that sucks. Oh, he out. His speech has become quicker than normal as he stands and paces frantically around the apartment, absolutely abandoning his poor Tony. I mean, oh, and this is purely hypothetical. I love that, a nervous face. He's got the anime, like, calyx sticking out. Okay. If I liked anyone, which I don't on account of being too smooth to tie myself down, it probably would be another one of my friends. You don't know her, she's not from around here. So that basically means I can't have a thing. A thing. For John. Gosh. Case closed. By unanimous decision, the jury finds favor for the defendant. Me. It seems like he's got a lot to think about, and maybe this is a little heavy for a first meeting. You already feel emotionally exhausted. There's no way we're in this for the long haul, partner. We're entrenched in this. You and me are fighting on the front lines of this okay. You and me are fighting on the front lines of is he, isn't he, World War I. Troops are spilling over the embankment armed to the teeth with various literature and pamphlets. I'm already learning so much about myself. Oh. Is that good? The enemy is at the gates of my sexuality, and in the air of support is nowhere to be seen. If I don't make it, tell my wife or maybe husband I died like I lived. Completely Bollier in every conceivable way. This conversation train has not just gone off the rails, but is crashing headfirst into the nearest village. Just some unsuspecting hamlet fallen prey to this out-of-control ride. This is no longer a conversation you have any say in. You desperately look around the room for anything else to talk about. So, puppets, right? Oh, no. You messed up, mailman. You opened the floodgates of introspection. We are balls deep in the discourse waters, and there's nobody to blame but yourself. He stops pacing to look contemplative. His voice lowers to a mumble. Is he still talking to you? Does he still want to talk about this or not? It's nearly impossible to tell. Okay, now, hear me out. Do I have to come up with a gay name now, or can I still be Dave? I'm thinking Gave? But let's not kid ourselves. That's amateur choice. Obviously, my full title would be Gave Strider. Okay, just skipping over that one. Okay, that's enough. There's got to be a better way than this. You are so tired. Abscond! We just hit Dave's, He's not supposed to hit this cornerstone until, like, Act 7. Or the epilogues. Calm the heck down. Okay, let's try that again. Let's try it again. Dope, 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 dope. Okay, you are definitely the sort of person who says dope often and casually. You tell him, dopely, that you are a person who is not caught up in the small details of decorum or personal propriety. In fact, it doesn't bother you at all that he took your otherworldly possessions and tossed them in the shower while you were unconscious. In some light corpse looting, what's some light corpse looting among bros? Haha, okay. While it dries, you can wear one of my bros' shirts. Oh gosh. Collars? A collared shirt? Okay. He usually has a fresh stash hidden in here. Dope, tight, sick. Nothing weird about hiding some shirts in the living room. Just gonna have a look-see. Holy crap, there's a lot of puppets in here. Yeah, dude, puppets own. Enough said. My bro's got the market cornered on puppet-based endeavors. Backed up against the wall like a feral beast hissing for more plush-oriented content. Little guy's probably just scared. Just wants to protect its nest and mouth-to-mouth feed its babies only for the choicest puppet smut for a reasonable fee. What the heck does any of that mean? You look back to Dave, but he's on his phone. Dang, that is so cool. Actually, there's just something weird about this whole setup that you just can't put your finger on. For one, you can't seem to find any secret shirts anywhere. It's all just puppets and plushies and DJ equipment. Oh my. Puppets and plushies and DJs, oh my. Yeah, with my bro, you have to think of the potential for ironic payoff. That guy is always one step ahead. Just when you think you've got it figured out, just when you think you've got it all figured out, it all is just some trap to make you think you've gotten his goat. But that goat is long gone. It's in your room bleeding and jumping on your turntables. I don't remember the phrase. Makes you think that maybe there never was a goat. Maybe it was some other barnyard animal all along. You've been duped into looking for a goat like some idiot. Or maybe the goat gets you really subvert the whole thing. Okay, or maybe the goat gets you really subvert the whole thing. You take a second to wonder if he is really using the term ironic correctly in this sentence. By dictionary definition, yes, a goat getting you is the opposite of how this situation should go. Thank God you settled that. As you're about to reassure Dave that this joke tracks you... Okay, about this joke tracks. Okay. Let me read that again. As you're about to reassure Dave that this joke tracks you... Okay, tracks. You catch some movement in the corner of your eye. Was that a camera? Couldn't possibly have been a camera. Oh, no. There it is again. There's a camera coming out of the ice dispenser. Oh, we see the ice dispenser. Oh, yeah, there it is. It whirs softly as you approach, its mechanical eye trained on you. How long has this thing been watching? Is it Dave's? You lean in to take a closer look. But your foot catches on something, you fall flat on your face. Okay, I'm gonna take a look at this kitchen before I continue on. Wow. We got that creepy poster over there with the Muppets and the Saw franchise. Got tons of hats. One might be even orange, but it looks kind of red in this light. Where's the light even coming from? From that... Okay, it's coming from the correct direction. I was just like, where is this coming from? Okay. We got a couple of Saw puppets. All the swords and stuff are not in the fridge for a change. Anyway. Dave seems too engrossed in the conversation he's having on his phone to pay you much mind, occasionally mumbling something out loud a few times before presumably typing it out. You search for whatever it was that made you beef it so royally. You know, beef it, like fall down, that is the real phrase that humans say. A small tripwire stands taut a few inches off the ground. You must not have disturbed it enough to set it off, whatever contraption it's attached to, apparently. Oh yeah, sometimes they're more of a psych out. You think, oh, screw me, I definitely beefed it, which is a phrase that is real. And you just sit there waiting for a bated breath, waiting to be balls deep in velvety marionette. Oh gosh, I can't keep... Why? Okay. So hard not to swear during this route. and it never comes. You go for the rest of your day just waiting for the payoff from your terrible mistake, and it never comes. You wake up in cold sweats for weeks, yearning for the release that will never find you. When it hits you, you've been bamboozled by the master yet again. There's no elaborate booby trap. No Rube Goldberg device set to enact a series of complicated shenanigans, ultimately resulting in being buried alive in Kermit the Frog's plush amorphous dong. Beautiful, really. Dang, bro, you live like this? I mean, yeah, I guess. Keeps me on my toes. Heels never even met the ground. A prime ballerina with a head full of dreams and nothing to lose. God's gift to pliés, ripping a straight, tasty tour de l'air for my adoring fans. They go crazy for this sort of thing, but it's just another day in the life of danseur extraordinaire Dave Strider. Haven't fallen for a trap like that since I was a baby. Trained. Real rookie mistake, mailman. Looking tired, maybe. Drained. Oh gosh, is he mumble rapping at you like this? Is he mumble rapping at you? This is the greatest day of your life. Got more plush butt than a puppet lost and found. King Strider drops the illest fires, 'cause heavy is the crown. Rapping puppet with puppet. Calm puppet rhymes. Killing in the ventriloquist. Puppet and puppet crimes. He goes on like this for some time that would be described as bars of similar caliber. The narrative focus shifts to your inner thoughts out of necessity, because it turns out writing raps is really hard. He isn't exactly great, but you're not a rap expert, despite your social media opinions might imply, unless you go to count Hatch to Dance, which of course you do. Why wouldn't you? What about Marvis? What about beautiful Marvis? How can you forget Marvis? Sorry. Wait, what does that mean? Why did you think of that? The whole scenario feels a little weird and familiar to you. All these kids feel familiar to you. You learn something new about Dave and you feel like you already knew it. You can't place it. Despite having met Dave no less than half an hour ago, something feels just slightly off about him. Something about his actions feels so performative in nature, like he's pantomiming in front of an audience. Well, he's got a camera right there, so. As Dave continues to rap, you remember that you are in front of an audience. You cast a glance over to the camera, but also to the hundreds of stuffed little creatures staring at you with their lifeless eyes. Amidst your revelation, we check back in on Dave, because we're getting paid to write this, so I should probably make with the jokes already. Master of my tool, I am the ace. Hardware. I got more hose than a gardener. Yard care. I'm sorry, seeing Ace Hardware made me sad for a second. They took over my previous job. Big spoiler here for like last year, Jen. I worked at Osh. Osh is more of a California-centered deal. Hardware store chain sort of thing. And they closed us all down. I worked there for like 4 months, and 3 of those months were pure chaos. Because we were told, like, after, like, in 3 months, everyone's getting laid off. We're like, cool, thanks. Anyway. Nice. The chaotic and surreal energy of this scene sends a shock of nervous energy down your spine. You feel alarmingly nude without the comfort and familiar warmth of your sweater. There is something about it that grounded you, something that felt like home stuck. Dave concludes his masterpiece with an elaborate series of yeahs and uhs as you see the camera turn away from him ever so slightly to focus on something else before retreating back into the ice dispenser. It almost makes it look a little bashful. Kind of adorable, actually. Despite the fanfic you've written in your head about a cool kid and his new best robot friend, the reality of the situation sets in. You've yet to make friends with this character, and it all has kind of felt surreal and weird to you. Maybe it's time to zap back and hard reset this continuity to try again. What does that mean? Feels like I'm missing an important part of the puzzle here. Oh, did he hear that? How does this work exactly? Sometimes you just narrate what you're thinking. Kind of a baller move. Why has nobody called you out on this before? You put your hand on the counter to stabilize yourself and your fingers brush against something clandestinely polio. What? You put your hand on the counter to stabilize yourself, and your fingers brush up against something clandestinely polo. Just barely poking out from beneath a pile of discount plush nobodies is a neatly retail folded shirt. Wear the shirt or don't wear the shirt? Well, I don't know, man. Second choice. Though it doesn't really matter. We already got the bad ending. Wear the shirt. Obviously, you're going to put the shirt on. You don't want to just only... Okay, you don't want to be the only one not wearing a cool shirt. Do you need some privacy? I'm not sure where one layer of you ends and the other begins. Doubt the audience cares. What? Oh, geez. Oh, you guess being on camera like this is kind of whack, you say, so pointedly your sprite even shows up on the screen for a second. Yeah, that's right. We went all out for this one. You were wondering if there was a place here that wasn't under constant surveillance. Like, how does this kid take a crap in peace? You know, everyone's thinking it. Dope line of questioning that I'm sure the public at large is eager to know the answer to, but my room isn't wired up, so no. About to get you fired up, though. Menageries multiplying with my... Maybe not this second. Alright, dang. You accompany Dave down the hallway to his room, and you hear the shower as you pass the bathroom, and you peek in to see your hoodie and nice gown on the tile being uselessly wetted by a low-pressure stream. You're welcome, by the way. Now we in Dave's room. Look at all the pictures when he actually cared about photography. He's got dead things in jars. And a turntable, he's got games. And, like, I'm not sure what the wall scroll's supposed to be. Nope, don't know. Anyway, moving on. Dave motions you to go in first, giving you the privacy to do... You need to change into an extremely starched polo shirt and nothing else. This collar will not go down. This is absolutely what someone in 2009 would think is fresh as hell. You look around the room for a bit. There's so many things in here. This would be a 13-year-old wet dream, but to you it just seems a little much. It feels like this is a bunch of things someone thinks they should have. Let the fan art reflect that you've put on a shirt at this point. There isn't a mirror in here, but you can tell that this is someone out there's idea of a look. Apple juice. Yes, with the layer. I hope the apple on the label. The door opens and Dave is leaning there, but not walking in. He's leaned against the door frame, sipping a juice. Where'd he get a juice? What the heck? Hallway juice, my guy. Hallway juice. What, you don't keep foodstuffs stashed around your house? What do you do when you get hungry? No, that's not it. I mean, you usually just keep it in the fridge or whatever. Keep it stuck in the fridge. Fridge stuck. Too obvious. Somebody help this useless clown. You assure Dave that you have met many clowns in your day and only some of them were useless. Name one. You can't? Why can't you say that? Clowns are awful. Everybody knows this. How dare you? Anyway, I guess he's got you there. You know, despite the overwhelmingly plush decor of the rest of the house, there's a distinct lack of puppets in here. That's more my bros thing. Not that they aren't definitely sick. No, deliriously sick. Just a whole hospital ward full of the illest children you've ever seen. Each one more up to pup than the last. Up to pup? Yeah, pup. Like puppets. You're gonna be honest, it doesn't really seem like his heart is in it. Why is the phone ringing? Oh gosh. Man, there's a lot of stuff that I'm cutting this episode. Jeez. Doesn't seem like his heart is in it. How do you mean? Well, it's just that he doesn't seem to be all into puppets. Feels a little performative. Well, I guess I got my own stuff I'm into. Like, if I were to rank it 1 to 10, I'd say puppets are probably a solid 7. You got this kid on the ropes. Just one more push. In fact, you'd even go as far as to say the puppet thing sort of sucks. It's extremely weird. The cameras, the hiding things like an animal, it all seems a little, you know, whack. For a while, he seems to just look at you, almost as if he's sizing you up. There's a long stretch where Dave doesn't break eye contact with you as he finishes his cute little juice and crumples it up. Wasn't he just drinking a bottle? Unless it's a plastic bottle. He takes an ambitious shot at the trash can and misses about 7.5 feet. Dang, could have sworn I had game. You're throwing me off, mailman. Yes, that is correct. You are a faithful employee of the Postal Service. I mean, I definitely believe you, but let's say I didn't. Let's say I had a cool friend who, even though they're too cool to care about details like this, they were a little skeptical of this whole situation. Maybe they'd want some proof you were who you said you were, before they let you get any closer to their friends. Just throwing that hypothetical out there. What proof could he possibly need? Say the oath. What? The oath. The mail oath. Oh, the thing about that is, I mean, unless you want really a mailman. Behind his sunglasses, Dave's eyes shift ever so slightly to what you might describe in a less immediately harrowing situation as a moderately priced looking mall katana mounted to his wall. Oh gosh, he's going to cut me. You realize that maybe now isn't the best time to come clean about your impeccable ruse. You can't believe you managed to put yourself in a moral peril yet again. You wordlessly chuckle and shake your head. Oh, the situations you get yourself into. Dave, not privy to your private thoughts for once, looks on. Why, of course you can recite the mailman oath. You say with confidence that it is misplaced as it is unfound. You perk up, now's your time to shine. Maybe it's the popped collar, but you're feeling good about this one. You got this. You have lied to tons of kids. One more and it will be smooth sailing from here on out. You open your mouth and there's a brief moment where everything feels like it's gonna be okay. You immediately start sobbing and crumple into a disgusting mess on the floor. Oh, dang. Wow, okay. Jeez. You're not a real mailman. You never were. You don't even have a real mailman outfit. You're just a fraud. You don't even know how much stamps cost. Neither do I. Okay. Oh my gosh. Jeez, just... Okay. It's gonna be alright there. Dave squats down to your deflated body and pats you a little awkwardly on what he assumes is your shoulder. Aw, thank you, Dave. You say you're sorry that you tricked him. You just wanted to impress him because John said he was so cool. It's fine, I guess. Dang, dude. Get a hold of yourself. He tries to get up, but you're desperately clinging to his shirt, confessing everything, confessing to crimes you didn't even commit. Look, my guy, we all make mistakes. Please stop whatever this is. I'm pretty sure you're harmless. And I don't think you actually killed anyone with your butt, or were ever an accessory to burning down an alien mall or whatever insane stuff you just said. We killed so many people with our butt, Dave. You don't even know. Most deadly weapon on Alternia. Anyway. Yeah, you kind of got caught up in the moment and just started saying stuff. You asked Dave if he's mad at you. Nah, dude. Get up. Dave helps you back to your feet. You come clean in an only slightly more controlled and dignified way this time. You explain how there are some huge gaps in your memory and that you somehow ended up with these abilities that let you traverse space, time, and sometimes even reality itself. Dave doesn't say much for a change, but it doesn't seem like he's listening at first. But you think maybe he just has one of those faces. Let me get this straight. One day, you just appeared in a suburb. No memories, except that you have some mysterious teleportation power. You dig through some unsuspecting chump's mail looking for clues. And through some ridiculous universal happenstance, you just so happen to stumble upon the most gullible Oh. I went straight into that. Jesus, I'm sorry. Okay. And through some ridiculous universal happenstance, you just so happen to stumble upon the most gullible friggin' dork in the universe. Befriend him. Also, I'm there via text. Egbert gives you a list of friends to visit. Out of all the choices available to you, myself included, and you go to see Rose first. That's the thing that's giving you pause, my dude? Rose Lalonde. Even though we built up such a good rapport when I told John you weren't a real mailman. Called it, by the way. Your first instinct was to visit the most heavy-handed of all of us for some light kinship. A power move, I guess. Mailman out here wave dashing for friendship. Can't even spare a neutral A for old Strider, huh? Won't even back into the corner and spam your ranged attack for the D, man. A tragedy in 2 acts. Both acts are titled Betrayal. You definitely understand what is being said and absolutely don't ask your friend what some cool video game words are. You're 100% not pulling the boldest "how do you do, fellow kids" the world has ever seen. Besides, is that really the thing that he should be focusing on right now? You wound me, mailman, of course it is. Nothing is more important to me than this. They say that most humans only use 10% of their brains. That's because I'm using 90% of it to think, how dare you? So anyway, you can really go anywhere. See anybody you want? Sounds nice. For all but a moment, the act drops and you see the corners of his mouth tighten a little. The fading afternoon light falters through his sunglasses at just enough of an angle to see his eyes shift ever so slightly towards the window. These subtle movements would surely be lost on most. If you weren't so focused on trying to read him, or even just slightly further away, you have missed it. Okay, let me guess. Do you want me to... No, you have your game files right there. I was about to say, you asking me to pick up your game files from the crow that you just stabbed with your katana, but your katana's right there, so I guess that's not what's happening. There's almost loneliness in his voice. It must be hard to live here by yourself, so far away from the people who care about you. It's possible that you've been so focused on trying to blindly make friends that you've forgotten that in front of you is a real living person. You can't help but wonder if there is something you can do. You said that you can take people with you, right? Like, if you could teleport John around? Would that work with anybody? This is it. The path to this kid's heart is clear as day. Screw what you just said just now. That friendship juice is so close and you can practically taste it. You try not to look excited, affecting Dave's cool persona as you say, yeah, you can take people with you. You scope out your fingernails because for some reason that is what you do when you act cool. This works to the full extent it can, coming from someone who, not but 7 minutes and 32 seconds earlier, was rolling around on the floor, damp in their own tears. Did he have some place in mind? Yeah. I mean, I got some ideas I could bounce off you, I guess. How do you feel about... Shh. With a swift finger to his mouth, you cut him off. He doesn't seem to like that very much, but you still consider it a successful maneuver. There's no need for words between friends. You know just where he wants to go. Just think about it real hard. Think about where you would want to be, Dave. Think about what is important to you. Think about what you really want. It'll be more magical this way. Friendship is magic, after all. You just made that up right now. Don't look it up. Dang, guess that's true. He closes his eyes and you put a hand on his shoulder. That's it. Putting your trust in the magic of friendship, you focus this power externally as much as you're able. Flashes of distant but somehow familiar energy course through you. The quiet stillness of the suburbs, the smell of the forest, the heat at the apartment rooftop, the ocean breeze. You extend it outwards as much as you're able. This is his rodeo. You're merely the vehicle? Who are these people in the background? Is that Hussy? Hey, I see Taz! That's cute. We have all the people here. That's great. All the staff members are at... Oh, wait. I know where we are. We at Olive Garden? Yes, son. Give us some breadsticks. Yeah, that's totally Hussy just scoping us out right there in the background. And that's totally Taz. Oh gosh, I don't know enough people for this to make any sense. Oh gosh, I don't know people. I don't know people at all. Oh lord. Okay, but these are definitely all the writers and the artists for this. Scope. Okay. What the heck? Oh, yes. The two of you stand near a sign that says, "Please wait to be seated." A very cheery hostess has a brief exchange with Dave and ushers the two of you to an open table. Oh, hell yes. There's no mistaking it. About to get my breadstick on. This is absolutely an Olive Garden. Hell yeah, it is. When you're here, you're family, dog. While you're still new to this, you can't really seem to detect any irony in his voice. You thought for sure he'd want to go see his friends. You thought you had him figured out. First and last mistake, mailman. But you'll learn. I'm a mystery. I got that history. And messed with the plot, my flow's so hot they leave you looking blistery. Rascally ambiguous. All my rhymes continuous. At the OG with my homie where the breadsticks are continuous. You don't know what the heck you had just let him go for a while. You don't even know if that last one rhymed, but screw it. If you aren't charmed by this little bastard. You lean back in your chair and just absorb it all, sitting in the worst restaurant imaginable with your new rapping teen friend while other patrons do their best to ignore his incredible rhymes. After a short while, Dave abruptly stops freestyling and you open your eyes. Oh, dang, you know what time it is? No, your sprite doesn't have a watch drawn on it. It's breadstick 30. No watch necessary. Screw me, I love breadsticks. I never talk about it. This is a very real and hidden character trait that nobody knows about me. I see why. Okay. Well, that sounds very real and hidden character trait that nobody knew about him. And we're certainly not finding this out now because of a series of seemingly unrelated events that possibly change the continuity of this universe, allowing for these sort of otherwise narratively unimportant traits to shine through. Wow, he is really going to town on those breadsticks. Maybe all this friendship needs to be spending some quality time with a solid bro and just absolutely decimating some bottomless breadsticks at a bad chain Italian restaurant. Maybe the real lesson here is friendship doesn't have to be a grand gesture or high adventure. Maybe the real friends. I understand that you're having a moment, but I'm absolutely going to eat your breadsticks if you don't stop talking about what friendship means to you. Yeah, man, whatever you want. You get that bread, son! The tears are real. The tears are real. Okay. Oh, that was amazing. Okay, now we just gotta get the other second bad ending. Don't wear any shirts. No shirt, no shoes, no service. Actually, you think you're fine as is. No reason to shake it up with yet another outfit. We'll have to eventually pay someone to draw. Let's take a second. Reel it in for a bit. What the heck is going on here? Isn't this, like, really messed up? No, what's messed up? Is this how you deny my hospitality like this? I offer you someone else's property that you have to find hidden among countless lifeless puppet corpses, and this is the thanks I get? Real cold, mailman. Dang, maybe I'll wear the shirt to protect me from this chill. Ugh, enough, okay. Like, he isn't in school? It's the middle of April. It's spring break, bro. Besides, I only subscribe to the School of Hard Knocks. Also, several YouTube channels and periodicals. So, pretty sweet deal over here, actually. Was April 13th, 2009, was that spring break? I don't remember. I'm gonna have to look into this business. Actually, now I'm really caring about time. Oh gosh. You know he isn't really like this. You know he doesn't live like this. Like living like this. Oh dang, that is true. What am I, like? Apparently we got the foremost expert on Dave lore here. Well, you're not too wrong about that. PhD in Strider Dynamics. It's the first day of school and I'm here in class eager to learn. Got my pencil out on my freshest got my freshest fit on. Got my dope new Trapper Keeper with Elisa Frank dolphins on it. That's even old for you, man. Look at them, smiling like idiots. One pink, one blue, so we know it's not gay. Poor jerks don't know they're a cartoon. Saddest story I ever heard. The little camera switches its focus from Dave back to you, gauging your reaction. Ignoring it, you assert that you aren't trying to know him, just that what? Okay, clearly you struck some sudden kind of nerve here, but now we're good. Tell me more about my situation. You really have a splendid time with Rose. You really have been spending time with Rose, haven't you? Got me all figured out? Don't worry, if you gotta look at the Wikipedia article for abandonment issues or whatever, I can wait. Despite how flat his voice is coming out, his body language is a telltale shift. He's standing leaned up against the back of the futon. His hands are in his pockets. It almost seems like he was sulking if you weren't so convinced he wanted to kick your butt. Oh, what was that? Was that a Cal hand? Bro is watching us, isn't he? Now I'm scared. At the edge of your vision, you sense some movement. You didn't catch it exactly, but you're convinced it was there. You look over there and there's nothing to be seen. Perhaps another hidden camera? There's something unsettling about being watched this whole time. No, it is Cal. There it is again. Every now and then your eyes catch the faintest presence of something moving just out of sight. The whole place feels like it's faintly shifting around. Amid scanning the room and... No! Get it away! 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 No, 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 no! I didn't want to see that! Stop! Oh. Okay, okay. It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm fine. Look at me how fine I am. Okay. Mid-scanning the room, a particularly screwed-up looking puppet catches your attention. These little these little guys are everywhere, but this awful little man's stare stops your heart for just a moment. Its cold eyes pierce you. Its plastered smile judges you. You look at it briefly as possible, if for no other reason than to note how unsettling it is before looking back to Dave. What the hell? What? Oh, that's just Cal. Cal's the realist. He certainly seems real to you. You could have sworn he just moved around on his own. Yeah, man, he does that. Don't think about it too hard. See, this is what you mean. No, it's not that deep. Look, I know you got some hero complex or something. Gotta swoop in and save these kids from themselves. Well, bad news, kid. That's not what this is, and heroes aren't real. John, I understand how foolish... John, I understand, but fooling Rose too? The insane tricks this guy must have pulled. Dave has shifted his weight forward. While his voice has not risen above a low mumble, this is enough of a tell to know that maybe you should have backed off. This friendship thing is rougher than you thought. You're still on about that, huh? Look, I'm no expert on friendship, minus the fact that I absolutely am, but you ever think maybe coming into someone's home and messing with their day-to-day life is a little rude? Just hypothetical. As a per normal, I'm stone-cold unbothered by this turn of events. As a stoic bastion in the... You're sorry, but did you just say stoic? What? Yeah. Stoic, like unmoved. Does he mean stoic? I mean... I guess. Aw, Peas, you've done it now. You weren't trying to embarrass him. Aw, jeez. You try and comfort him by saying, it's okay if he never heard anybody say it before. Maybe he's only seen it in text. Yeah, that's okay, man. That's how it be. That's how it be so much. Oh my gosh. That's just my life in general, okay? It's fine, Dave. It's okay, my little man. No need to cry. Okay. He frowns and goes quiet. This does not seem to be helping. The kid is completely shut off now. You try and bring up the puppets again. No dice. Even pretend to be super jazzed about Cal or whatever his name seemingly shadow-stepped around the apartment. Wow, so cool. Nothing. Dave takes out his phone and begins texting. Is that about you? Oh, beans. He's telling your new friends how much you beefed it. This could ruin everything. Oh, desperate times call for desperate measures, and this is the most desperate time you recall. A friendship on the line. Cal continues to phase in and out of a poorly animated anime character moving so fast you can't keep up. You take a few steps towards Dave. You just gotta get him out of here, and you know just where to take him. About a half second into your stealth mission, you clumsily step on a puppet, and it makes a pathetic squeak. Dave stops for a second, but after a few moments returns to texting at the speed of sound to whoever is on the other end. Cheese and crackers. You hear the notification sounds popping off. Whoever it is responding back. You can't waste any more time. You teleport him as silently as you can. Beside you, Cal's disgusting limp body flumps haphazardly on top of the shelf. Guess he's done? No time for this. You slowly reach out your hand. Time to get out of here and fix this. A large adult hand grabs you by the wrist. You turn to see that it belongs to a muscular man in pointy sunglasses, who you wouldn't exactly describe as a twink, and not exactly a hunk, but almost certainly not a bear either. In fact, why don't we just stop talking about it for several... Oh, crap. Before you can begin your extremely important debate, you are flung unceremoniously out a high-rise apartment complex window. As you free fall, you think maybe he's more of a twunk. Downfall. We thinking about bro abs though. Anyway, then. Let's take a look at that shrum roll, please. Yep, we got them breadsticks. Bread gotten. You and Dave sampled ambrosia. Hell yeah. Well, I can't think of anything else to say past this point. We tried to save Dave, but we couldn't do that. Bro/Caliborn was not having it. Thank you guys so much for, listening in with me with all of this Pesterquest nonsense. I'll see you all next time when we cover the last beta kid. See ya. Bye.
Hey there. Consider becoming a patron, just like the phenomenal Bleed Red, Alexander Madeline, and Uranium Coffee.